Welcome to the George FTTV YouTube channel. Today we'll discuss a mid-round update for round 15, so should be good. 21 is my projected this week, and Bond will be my captain. So I've done Sherry into Bond. Definitely, I think I need to actually start thinking about captains because I've put about 5 seconds thought into my captains the last few weeks, with Sherry pretty much being this auto captain, but maybe could have thought about Sarong, who didn't really cross my mind. I joke with Eno, he's banned from the captains for me, but maybe we can lift that at this point. But yeah, like team, like McRae's a pod, Marshall's a pod, and TDK played with Pitney, which is a bit of a worry if you have him, but who knows what happens there. I'm not sure if Voss survives this week, to be honest, so maybe new coach comes in, makes some moves, but who knows. But yeah, McRae and Marshall were good. Marshall probably got beaten by Darcy Cameron, or definitely did. But yeah, McRae contested possessions and clearances, looked really good in there, doing all the hard stuff. Dunkley was good. Like Nick, unbelievable. Like Sarong, excellent. Like yeah, the midfield's good, and even like I guess the worry is a lot of people have been jumping off a Merritt and a Lockie Neal. Both of them have quite a few tags lined up. So if you look at Merritt's fixture, I think Gold Coast seem to give up to mids, I think. I think it's a positive matchup for mids. You got Richmond there. And then don't like this after round 19. Bedford, Dogs hard matchup. Sydney, like a Jordan could go there. Mullen, Winhager. It's awful. It is awful after round 19. So, and yeah, poor guy just gets auto tagged like almost every week. So him and Nick and Neil, they just can't catch a break. Nick is fine because he can actually, and even Butters as well. Nick and Butters seem to be scoring through it, not all the time, but a fair bit of the time. But Neil, certainly at his age, it's a struggle to handle it. And, Merritt's on top of the tags, he's sort of getting moved around half forward, half back. So, oh man, Merritt might be a sell. You get this week, 92. His DT was 50. I like him for 17 and 18. After that, it could get ugly. Look at that, Mullen, Winhager, Chincotta. Oh my God. I wonder if we have trades, we sell him in the last 3 maybe. I don't want to use too many trades at this point. So that's a big worry. But yeah, we can review some games. Like defense is pretty bad. I mean, Clark's good, Rosie's fine, Cheesel's fine. No CBAs for Harry at the moment. And yeah, Dacos McKercher, just like budget D6s only, these two. But I think Josh Dacos got a nice run. West Coast, Carlton, like Richmond again. Adelaide, Melbourne scores well on. So we can review some games. We'll look at... it's a bit big. We'll look at Freo. So Luke Jackson, very problematic anti-pod now. 25% owned. A few people jumped on this week. I didn't really consider him at all, purely because 630k at this point is not really in my price range. I could have got there if I really wanted to, but I didn't really put priority on it. But yeah, in hindsight, he's playing an 18-year-old kid who played okay, but is 18-year-old kid. So yeah, Jackson went 186. So that's a bad non-own and popular VC too. Yeah, Sarong was really good. Ryan, how's Ryan going? Apparently he's 110 last 5 or something. 500k. So yeah, scoring's been good. It's okay. It's probably better than Dacos and McKercher, to be honest. There's St Kilda there. It's West Coast. It's not bad. Collingwood. Andy just sort of going at the moment. Geordie Clark's been very good. A few clangers, which is a bit annoying. So if you have Shea Bolton, I'd be a little bit concerned. I think you look at Rankin and Warner, role's not perfect either, but it looks like Fife has gone into that midfield because when he plays, he pretty much has to play midfield. And they're using Wagner as well when they want to tag a little bit through there. So it's pretty much, and I guess O'Driscoll might get time in there too as he gets more match fit with his, I don't know, would he have 10 weeks off or something? So it leaves less time for Bolton in the midfield because Andy and Sarong, they don't go out of the midfield. So that's the concern there. That being said, Shea could have easily turned up this week. He dropped a lot of sitters, got caught holding the ball in front of goal, missed in front of goal. Could have easily been 100, but the role is just not going to be as good as probably what you hoped. And then Essendon, well, if you want a mid, it's probably Caldwell from this team. I've got Merritt and Caldwell. There's no way I'm trading Caldwell the way he's going. But yeah, Merritt has a few, tags are just everywhere at the moment. So, and yeah, it's Neil, it's Merritt, it'll be Butters, and Nick, that copper. So look, I take the 92. Merritt's, he's trying as hard as he can at the moment. And that's about it from this game. Johnson probably not going to make much more money now with that 30 in the system. Archer May was quite good, I thought. Can take a big clunk. Does he stay in the team? With Langford coming back, not sure. I think they will want to play him. So yeah, Geelong versus the Lions. So it's interesting on radio. A few people writing off Brisbane a bit early for that, I think. So good win for them against the Cats. Stewart's been really good. This pick I wasn't against the pick, but I was never going to go there. But it's worked out fine, and you got a bargain for 420k. Hopefully he just stays on the park for you, but he actually looks good. I think his ratios have been really, really good, but that's Stewart because he intercepts. Holmes 110, that kind of surprised me, to be honest. I didn't think he did a lot. I don't know how. I'm not sure how that adds up, but yeah, I don't know. But maybe score assists, I don't know. But it's a bit of a down game for him. Slow start. Not much else there. Jack Martin on the kick-ins. Yeah. If you have him on your F7, I think that's one of the better F7s if you're on kick-ins at half-back, but it's just an awkward 150k at this point of the year. It doesn't really work. Trying to squeeze every dollar to get these premiums in. Hugh McLuggage, another clear top 8 mid, obviously, so looking good. Will was good. Dunks was good. Levi was really good. Would have been nice to have him this week and flip him next week, but he has bled a bit of money the last few weeks. Loman was really good if you have him as a rookie. Niels, yeah, there's more tags to come. People want to jump off. I think it's fine, I guess. Yeah, him and Merritt, problematic. But yeah, Merritt does fight that little bit better and is that little bit younger. Darcy Fort's actually made a boatload of money. Not sure what's going on with Oscar McInerney. Did he play? No. Blues versus North. Yeah, pretty good game for North. And yeah, Carlton supporters would be pretty... I think a lot of them were leaving at 3/4 time. The diehards were saying, I never leave, and they left. But yeah, it's an interesting game watching it unfold. I do feel Voss is in big trouble here, but I don't really know what their board is thinking. Hewitt 109, he was excellent. Zach Williams went to the midfield. Now, I'm not picking Zach Williams, but just out of curiosity, 282k. Not much CBAs, not many, 19%. But I did see him go through there. Doherty's good for fantasy. SC, not so much. I think he's definitely looking his age at times, and there's not a lot of damage with the ball. It's a lot of easy marks. But he is still solid back there, like a steady head that I think is sort of they need with Newman out. Because I think they're really lacking exit out of defence reliably. Cherry was pretty good. 95 is fine. McGovern took a few clunks. Probably stays forward. So TDK, this is problematic if you have TDK. Tough, like Sherry, one of the toughest, if not the toughest matchup into dual ruck setup. Does that continue? We'll see. I think it was probably more a matchup dependent because Sherry can Pitney's a bigger body than De Koning, or he's a bit more physical in the ruck, or a bit stronger, probably is the word I'm looking for, to deal with Sherry. So maybe it was just a matchup one-off thing. That's a bit. Hopefully nobody went Kerno. A bit coming into the game with a bit of a calf issue. So Power was good. Parker was really good. LDU, you take that from him. Sheasel, yeah, not a lot of mid-time at the moment. It's a bit of a worry. McKercher is, 6 clangers. They were all early as well when the game was close. So the game was close at the end, but Carlton did catch up. Like North had like a 40-point lead and slowly blew most of that. But watching McKercher, I think the only scoring avenue is just getting receives or kick-ins or like getting your teammates to give you the ball. There's not a lot of intercepting or stuff like that. So that's going to limit him quite a lot. But not interested in trading him for now. I would love a Whitfield in that slot. If the gap becomes close, because Kirch will need him to get to like 500k or something, but by the time that happens, Whitfield will probably be like 630k. So, yeah, I'd like to get him up to someone, but he can stay for now. Not 29 touches, 2 goals. Lots of running bounces, which helps, but yeah, some of the clangers he had were just, like, they were just completely uncontested as well. Yeah, 2 contested possessions. I think floor games will come with him. Daniel was tagged for a bit, which is an odd decision. Sherry, first real down game for him, like last week, 105. So apart from this week and last week, and the 3 games where he was injured, everything else has been over 120. That's about it. Port vs Swans. So just quietly, Swans with their players back, they looked a different team to me out there, and they're definitely going to make a push for the 8. Like, I know they've left a lot of wins out there, but watching, like, Errol, you see, like, what do you have, 18 touches, but watching Errol just run through the middle of the ground, getting handball receive, setting goals up. Mills is that steady head. We'll get to Sydney in a sec. We'll go through Port, but yeah, Butters, if you don't have him, you have to have him. I think next week there might be a tag, but even then, if Butters gets off the chain, it's going to be one of the worst antipods. Like, I think me and Anna went through our top players in each line. I think we both had, can't remember if Anna did, but Anna had him in his top 4. But Butters, for me, M1 for the rest of the year, I think. Just the way he plays and scores is too good. Horn Francis, you absolutely take an 88 this week if you have him, which is, I think, only 25%. But did have the... clearly the shoulder was bothering him a little bit because he played a fair bit forward. I think... let's look at CBAs. I reckon it would have been... I'd be shocked if CBAs was above 40%. Yeah, no CBAs last 3 weeks. So this is odd. Okay, that's an injury game. Coming back from injury. So they've taken all his CBAs away. I think today was like a one-off though. Rosie, I think, went in there. Rosie played full mid. That's not good. We want him in the back line. Maybe it was to cover... What have they done here? Bergman played a bit forward. So apparently Bergman was sick and he had a sore shoulder. So I'm not sure what they've done. So a lot of mid-time for Rosie. He can still go 100 plus Rosie in the midfield. But we want him half back. Not much else. Like Dante, and he's not going to score much with Sweet in the team. Yeah, Bergman, bad game. Like a bit like Bont last week, was sick. Well, not sick. Or like, yeah, he was physically sick after a hit plus a tag. Whereas I think, yeah, apparently Bergman wasn't well and shoulder issue. Now moving on to Sydney, were much more interesting. So Grundy, yeah, this might be the best pot in the game. I think his 3 round is 160 and his 6 round is like 150 nearly. So this is sort of one where I've just kind of ignored. I don't think I've even spoken his name until I realised, I think fantasy community was talking about him a bit this week because a lot were jumping off Max Gawn, sort of catching him in with 4 red matchups plus a bye coming. So people were going to Grundy. He's got to be like 650 at this point. Oh, okay, he was cheap this week. It was actually a buy. 610 is sort of hard to justify, I think, for most people. It's got English, it'll clobber English. Jackson who can beat Rolls. It's a nice run. And then his last 5, like Briggs or Madden, I mean, Essendon's 3rd or 4th string. Maybe that's a fort there, like Geelong and then West Coast. So, oh man, if you can get to him after this Sherry matchup, I'd definitely try and do it. But it's sort of hard to know because, I mean, there's quite a few poor scores in here, but there's also like, yeah, his form has been unreal. So it's hard to know whether he keeps it up because he sort of didn't last year. So yeah, Heaney was good. Out of curiosity, I'd like to see the Sydney CBAs. I think Sheldrick suffered. Not really. Yeah, Jordan's was up to. He was on Rosie for a bit and Butters. Chad suffered. Rowbottoms has gone down a lot. I think that's a good coaching move. There's not a lot he can do in there, and he's just steady. Errol pure wing, pretty much. So yeah, Heaney, you're happy if you have him. Blakey, you're happy if you have. I mean, nobody has him. I've got him in draft actually, but yeah. So with Callum Mills, I guess it ties to Blakey and Roberts. So Roberts played wing, Bice played sub, and Lloyd was dropped. So they've reshuffled the back line, and Mills just does whatever he wants. He plays that extra, like, sort of third tall rebounder, kick-ins. It's a brilliant role for him, and especially with Roberts on the wing. And, yeah, Bice pretty much out of the team as a sub, and Lloyd out the team. So if you have Roberts, he has to go. Like, I know you got your 95 if you held, but you can't hold a wingman. You're going to get smashed in defense if you have a wingman versus guys getting 30 touches a game at halfback. So Mills looks like a good trade in. He'll be 390k, I think. 393. So still like a good price. I'm thinking about it. I'm just figuring out what my final team looks like because I'd like a Nass or a Whitfield as my final defender. And Mills will always make me nervous, but yeah, I thought he was good. And yeah, the role is really nice. But Roberts has to go. Gordon, I held in draft. I forgot to field him though this week. So I think I got a donut because it's a bye week. So that's that. Warner 93. Again, he's just missing so many goals. It's crazy. Like, yeah, clangers and missed goals. Is there any clangers? That's clanger. No clangers today actually, but yeah, missing goals and stuff. So his role's not that good. But yeah. So Sheldrick, I think this is a sell after next week, round 17. So he's been great for us. The role, I think in the fourth quarter, was definitely worse as Jordan was going in there a bit more to get to Butters. And that's about it. So I think, yeah, Roberts sell, Mills a buy, if you can, at that price. Because, the role we had, like, this was the game where we needed better clarity on the role, and now we sort of know what's going on around everyone else. I'm not sure Roberts sticks on the wing. Like, he could easily go down back, but they've dropped Lloyd, which definitely helps, I think, because he's been splitting between wing and halfback. And then, last game, Magpies versus Saints. Nick was really good, kicked some really important goals. Darcy Cameron was unbelievable. So, like, yeah, when you're talking all Australian rucks, like, I know we see the points for Sherry and whatnot, but I think it's hard to, like, I still would have Sherry over Cameron. But yeah, Cameron's around the ground game might be the best in the league. Now, in fourth quarters, it's definitely Gawn, and that might get him over the line because, yeah, Gawn pretty much controls games in the fourth quarters. His ability to just get behind the ball more. It happens all game, but especially late in games. But that'll be interesting. So I think Cameron's probably the third best at the moment. I guess you could make a case for Jackson. I think it's probably 1 Gawn, 2 Sherry, 3 DC. Although Sherry did beat Gawn, so it's that. So I have Josh Dacos. I don't like this own. I think he's a good player, but I don't love him as a guy that can get to 110. I don't think it's possible with low kick-ins and no aerial game. Not much else. If you have Ned Long, like, yeah, he's been good. There's 14 touches and lots of tackles, though. Side bottom, I thought he was alright in the fourth quarter. Played a bit inside. Houston 31. This is so strange. Like, I just watched Collingwood. I'm like, I haven't seen Houston. Like, I'll see Houston, and I'm like, I didn't even realize he was playing. See, this makes no sense at all. What's going on here? It might be system or form, but yeah, not looking good. So Paul will be happy with this trade out. Looking at the Saints, so Nas finally one of these big games came 142. I think he can do bigger, like 35 touches. Not like still had five clangers, but he's been threatening big games every week. Just because like the ball he gets is so easy, like it's just easy to get big numbers every week when you Nas. Like good work rate, spreads, heaps of switch marks, and actually can intercept a little bit too. Starting to develop over the past probably year and a half has developed that a little bit. Just always going to be hard when you're a slight frame. I thought McRae was excellent inside, like pretty much carried that load himself on the inside. Rowan, probably, first quarter was on 0. Does my head in this pick. I hate this pick. 16 hitouts to advantage. That's way overs for what he usually does. So in a tougher ruck hit-out matchup, like there's going to be some bad floor scores. So I hate this pick. Next week is going to go back to getting killed by Gawn, but like Rowan's alright. Just needs to limit the clangers and turnovers. It gave away 50 early, so it was a standard Rowan game, but a few things need to go right with him. But he's still a good player. Down game from Sinclair, it's not going to matter for most because he'll drop out, but I guess that's a bit of relief for us. Because he's killed us. Jack still didn't do much, so a few people might have him. Poor Philippou late out. He's having real trouble with that leg issue, calf or plantaris, whatever it's called. And Atari gave away 50 late. It was alright. Had a bit of an aerial presence, but didn't do a whole lot. Windhager sort of went to Nick. That's about it. So that's sort of the mid-round update. Hopefully I can go up in the ranks. Probably Nas and Jackson non-owns probably the two bad ones this week. But we'll see. We just need Bond to have a good week, and then we'll should go up a little bit in the ranks. So in terms of trade plans, either no trades and we wait for Sheldrick to make more money and Carroll, or we just force Nas in, or we wait 1 week for Whitfield. So we'll get a look at Whitfield this week. Who's he got? Just want to look at his run. We'll look at Nasai's. I've been trying to get Nas in for ages, but I just haven't been able to. Philippou losing money really hurt. Fremantle, Hawks, Sydney. I like Essendon, Richmond, North here. I like the last 5 a lot. I'm not too sure. I'd have to look at DFS for the next 5. I've got a bad feeling he's got Richmond after the bye. Oh, that's West Coast. Geelong, but at home. He'll tear Essendon to shreds. Sydney at home. North. Yeah, it's a pretty nice run. Yeah, we've got to decide Whitfield or Nas, but we have to wait a week. We'll see where Whitfield goes. Maybe he plays forward or some shenanigans happen. Who knows? But look, that's it from me. Yeah, hopefully you're having a good week. I think a lot of people are having similar weeks. It's just if you had like a Sarong, Nas, these types of players. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys Sunday night.